Sorry.
How you doing?
Good.
Ask you about the middle guys. The guys in the middle, Jimmy. I mean, what's he? What's
The guys
different
in
about him?
middle?
In the middle. What's
Okay.
different about Jimmy this year?
I mean, he's just putting it all together. I mean, he put it all together last year. Started off a little bit slow in the beginning. Was just overcoming some things, but once he got going, man, he's a valuable player for us. He's the guy that, is captain of our quarterback of our defense in the sense, make all the calls, make all the adjustments, coach on the field. He's just putting it all together. Senior year, putting it all together. Hard worker, tough. Working on the things that I gave him to work on, that we gave him to work on. And so he's doing well. Raphael Kirby, the other middle linebacker, he's put on a lot of weight. Both of those guys, Kirby's now, so that freshman year, just kind of get baptized into everything, and then now get more comfortable, playing a whole lot more confident, being physical, asserting himself, and so those guys are doing great.
How much of Jimmy's leadership is something that he kind of figured out, hey, this is what I need to do, and how much was it from the coach?
Jimmy's always been a leader, always. I mean, since day one here, he's very mature for his age. Got one of those old Ray Charles, old souls, and just always very mature, very responsible, hard work. His parents did a great job of just raising him, and very respectful, understand what it takes to work, A lot of these kids nowadays, you got to deal with entitlement. A lot of, they spoil and this and that. Jimmy, man, he's old school. He's a guy that loves the game, appreciate it, is going to do what you tell him to do, going to put in the extra time. So, he's a guy that's always leading, and guys follow him. He's, now heading into his senior year. A lot of guys go to him with questions and stuff, so that's real good. Jimmy is also he's definitely one of our foundations, one of our leaders of this team.
When a kid's that mature, but maybe he doesn't have the playing experience, is it maybe a little more difficult to say, hey, just don't worry about it. It's gonna
when
come.
a kid's that mature and don't have the playing experience.
When he comes in mentally, he's bright, he gets it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't quite have the physical, maybe the strength or the weight or anything like that to do what he is capable of doing.
Okay.
Is it kind of tougher to?
No, not really. I mean, I deal with like Sean Spence. He was very mature when he came in, act like he's been here for years. He was only 200 pounds. So most places physically, they say he wouldn't made a play. We started for as a freshman. Denzel Perry, same thing. He was underweight. Glenn Cook, same thing, underweight, mature. So to me, if you're mature and you're smart, you got intangibles. You can, especially in the scheme that we're running, NFL type scheme, you can have success, And Coach D does a good job putting these guys in a position where they can be successful. Let's find out what they can do. So if a kid mature, he's going to put in the time, he's going to study, he's going to prepare. He's going to do the things, the little things, the detailed work that's going to get him that edge as opposed to not just relying on his brute strength like Samson. He's smart. He can make some things happen and find a way, be savvy, find a way to get on the field and be productive. Excuse me.
You mentioned guys like Denzel Perry and Sean Spence, guys that played a whole lot as true freshmen. What makes Alex Figueroa different or unique
Coach Golden available for the
in that same breath? As a freshman who's coming in and probably going to play right away.
I mean, he's got the just what I alluded to, a very mature guy, handling his business well. We always talk about handling your business, doing the right thing, working on your game, detailing your work. And he's a guy that, has that mindset. His parents did a great job. He understands what that hard work pays off. So he's a guy that's going to put in the time, hard work. And he's tough. He's physical. I mean, he's like a grown man out there, So he's going to do well.
What have you sort of challenged him to do in preparation for this season to get better after the spring?
And it's just not him. It's just with all our linebackers is make sure they know the defense. Make sure, I always talk about the term "let's eat." Effort, attitude assignment, technique. Just making sure those things in order. That every time you step on the field, you're giving 100% effort. Every time you got a positive attitude, your assignment, and then every time you're just working on your technique, working on your skill, because talent is never enough. You got to make sure you work on your technique and fine tune those things. So with him being a young guy, a lot of times in certain places, no disrespect to any coach, high school coach, and a lot of times some kids don't have the technique there, so they got to learn it. And obviously, the assignments is like learning a new language. It's like not being able to speak Spanish, and now you got to learn how to speak Spanish. So it takes time, and so I try to make it easy on them. I give all the freshmen what I call a coupon. I say, look, I don't care about you making a mistake in practice. As long as you play, I say, show me why I want to recruit you. Just show me what you do. Because one of the things I learned with a great athlete, if you make him overthink, he's not going to play fast.
Right.
So I want to take that pressure off of him from trying to act like he's got to be perfect. Because I was like, you're not going to be perfect. You didn't learn how to speak, you know, in a day. You didn't learn how to walk in a day. It's a process. So I want to take that pressure off of him. But then I said, now when you're not in there, you better be paying attention. You better be in meetings. You better be taking great notes. You better get with the older guys. You know, you better do those things. When you're on the field, only thing I'm going to get on you about is your effort and if you're being soft out there. I want to see you. If you don't know what to do, just get to the ball. And so just doing that when I first got here, that helped me a lot because it took the pressure off these guys and they felt kind of like I ain't got to be worried about making a mistake. I can just be free and get to the ball. And then eventually when they put in the time, eventually they're going to learn it. You know, they're going to learn it. It's just next day wake up, oh, I got it, you know. And so I'm holding them accountable to what they know, you know, and that's the biggest thing you got to do.
Does he remind you of anybody? Just the way he initially, the way he plays it? You guys have had so many great ones here.
Remind me of, I don't know, that's too early for comparison right now. Yeah, he just plays hard, though. He's tough.
Is there, real quick, I mean,
I'm sorry, I got to go.